The one moment that changes everything. There comes a time in every man's life when the noise becomes unbearable. The noise of regret, the noise of wasted time, the noise of potential left untouched. And in that moment, he is faced with a choice so small, it's easy to ignore, and yet so powerful it could change everything. One decision, that's all it takes. One decision to leave behind who you were and finally become who you were meant to be. One decision to break free from the cage of comfort, excuses, and fear. One decision to stop living a life of reaction and start leading a life of power. And right now, you are standing on the edge of that decision. You might not realize it, but the version of you that changes everything, that rebuilds your body, reshapes your mind, earns your freedom, commands your future, is waiting just on the other side of one courageous choice. This video is not for the faint of heart. It is not for those who need handholding or soft words. This is for the man who is tired of watching life pass him by. For the man who's ready to stop making excuses and start taking control. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the most powerful truth you'll ever hear. You are not broken. You are not stuck. You are not unlucky. You are simply one decision away from a new life. And inside this message, you'll learn how to master the decision that changes everything, how to reprogram your identity into one of unstoppable self-discipline, how to kill indecision and build iron commitment, how to make your habits reflect your future, not your past, and how to finally step into the life you were meant to lead. But you must stay until the end, because the truth isn't revealed at the beginning. It's earned through the battle that follows, that when you reach that final moment, when the excuses are gone and the mirror is clear, you'll see it. You've had the power all along. You only needed to decide. The lie that keeps you stuck there is a lie that has infected the minds of men for generations. A lie that whispers in the darkness when your confidence begins to fade. A lie that tells you it's too late, that you've gone too far in the wrong direction, that you missed your chance and now you're just surviving until the end. But I'm here to tell you something different. I'm here to tell you the truth. You are not stuck. You are simply undecided. The man who claims he has no options is often the one who refuses to choose. He sits and waits. Waits for clarity. Waits for energy. Waits for permission, and while he waits, his dreams rot. His fire dims. His potential collects dust. You must understand that indecision is a decision. And every moment you delay action, you strengthen the chains that bind you. Comfort begins to harden into fear. Excuses transform into identity. Before long, you forget who you were meant to be, and you begin to believe the lie. But the truth is simple. You are one decision away from a complete and total rebirth, a decision to commit, a decision to act, a decision to stop surviving and start creating. The path is not unclear. It is simply uncomfortable. And most men run from discomfort their entire lives, but not you. Not anymore. The power hidden in responsibility. If there is one principle that separates the weak from the strong, the victims from the victors, it is this: responsibility. Until you take full, complete, unflinching ownership of your life, you will remain trapped in the illusion of helplessness. You will blame your circumstances. You will resent your past. You will wait for someone to make it better. But no one is coming. Responsibility is not about guilt. It is not about shame. It is about power. Because the moment you accept that everything in your life, your income, your body, your mindset, your relationships is a reflection of your choices, you unlock a terrifying freedom. Terrifying because now there's no one left to blame, but freeing because now there's nothing stopping you. Small wins build massive momentum. You do not need to change your entire life in one day. The pressure to transform everything at once is the reason most men never start. They look at the mountain and say, it's too high, too far, too impossible. But success is not one big leap. It is a series of small wins, stacked daily. Wake up on time. Win. Train your body. Win. Write your goals. Win. Show up. Win. Stay focused. Win. These wins build momentum, and momentum builds belief, and belief is the fuel of lasting change. You must fall in love with the process. The unseen victories, the grind no one claps for, because every small win is a decision to become unstoppable. It's proof that you are in control. You do not become great by waiting for motivation. You become great by stacking habits that reflect your future. Focus on the win in front of you. Then do it again tomorrow. Starve distraction. Feed focus. You live in a world designed to steal your attention. Notifications, entertainment, comparison, noise, all of it engineered to keep you distracted from building the life you want. But here's the truth. You cannot create a powerful future while being mentally enslaved to distraction. Focus is your weapon. It's how you multiply your time. It's how you do in 1 year what others fail to do in 10. You must protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Turn off what does not serve you. Eliminate what weakens you. Say no to anything that is not aligned with your mission. Create sacred time every day for deep work. Guard your morning like a soldier guards a fortress. Build your schedule with intention. The man who controls his focus controls his future. One decision to cut off distraction can change everything. Make it now. Burn the excuses you've been living behind. Excuses are the most comfortable prison a man can live in. They sound intelligent, they sound logical, they even make you feel justified. But all they do is keep you locked away from the life that's trying to be born inside of you. Every excuse is a shield for fear, a disguise for laziness, a stall tactic for a man who knows he could do more, be more, have more if only he stopped running from the truth. I don't have time, I'm not ready, I have too much going on, I'll start next week. None of it is real. It's a script you've repeated so many times that it now feels like fact. But today you break the pattern. You don't need more time, you need more focus, you don't need more information. You need more execution, you don't need to wait. You need to start the man who kills his excuses, unleashes his power. Because when there's nothing left to hide behind, there's nothing left to stop you. Decide. Now that you are done defending limitations, excuses are for men who quit. You are built to conquer. This is the beginning of your transformation. Not when you hit rock bottom. Not when you find the perfect plan. Not when life finally gets easier. Your new life begins the moment you say, I own this. I own my time, I own my thoughts, I own my behavior, I own my outcomes. From that moment on, you are no longer a passenger. You are the one holding the wheel. And you can go anywhere you choose. Discipline is the doorway. There is no decision more important than the decision to be disciplined. Every man wants the reward, but few are willing to embrace the process. They want the body without the sacrifice, the wealth without the risk, the respect without the grind. But those things are not given. They are earned in the silent, invisible hours. The early mornings, the quiet nights, the uncelebrated routines. Discipline, it is not about perfection, it is about consistency. It is about choosing what you want most over what you want now. The man of discipline does not wait for motivation. He does not need permission. He does not negotiate with laziness or fear. He acts because it is who he is. He acts because he made a decision to become a man of action. And every time he follows through, even when it's hard, he strengthens his identity. He confirms the truth within him. I am not weak, I am not soft, I am not average, I am disciplined, I am dangerous, I am Identity is forged in discipline, and once it is forged, nothing can break it. Burn the bridge behind you. Most men fail not because they lack desire, but because they leave a path of retreat. They say they want success, but they keep one foot in comfort, one foot in the old habits, one foot in the old life. So when things get hardened, they always get hard. They turn back, they retreat. But the man who changes everything is the one who burns the bridge behind him. He removes every escape route. He makes failure impossible by eliminating the option to quit. He decides. And that decision is final. There is a moment in life when you must declare war on the man you used to be. You must say, I will never go back. I will never be that version of myself again. And when that commitment is made with fire and certainty, something changes. You no longer ask if you will win. You only ask when. Because there is no plan B, there is only forward. This is the decision that changes everything. This is the point of no return. And once you cross it, you will never be the same. The identity shift that rewrites your future. No change lasts unless identity changes first. You can force yourself to act for a day, maybe a week, but unless your mind believes you are the type of man who follows through, you will always return to the old patterns. The man who builds a new life does not just change his actions, he changes his self-image. He no longer sees himself as undisciplined. He no longer calls himself lazy. He does not say, I'm just not a morning person, or I'm just not motivated. He declares a new identity. I am a builder, I am a leader, I am a man of vision, I am the kind of man who does what needs to be done. This is not pretending, this is programming. You must repeat the truth until your subconscious believes it. You must align your language with your future, not your past. And every decision you make from that identity reinforces it. Every action, every workout, every early morning, every hard choice is a message to your mind that the old you is gone, and the new you is in control. That is how transformation happens. Not by chasing outcomes, but by becoming the man who naturally produces those outcomes. It all begins with identity. Choose yours, then live it relentlessly. Kill the fear of failure. There is one emotion that stops more dreams than all others. Fear. Fear of what they'll say. Fear of not being enough. Fear of failing again. But let me ask you this, what has fear ever built for you? Fear is not your friend. It's not a warning. It's a test. And the only way to overcome it is not by avoiding it, but by confronting it. Fear shrinks when you face it. It dies in the presence of action. The most successful men in the world were afraid to. They didn't wait for the fear to disappear. They moved forward anyway. That's what courage is. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to move through it. And what they found on the other side was not danger, but power, confidence, clarity, control. You must kill the fear of failure by failing faster. By falling forward, by choosing progress over perfection, because every time you push past fear, you become less controlled by it. You reclaim your strength. The life you want lives on the other side of your fear. Make the decision to face it today. Reclaim the power of your word. A man is only as powerful as his word, not what he promises, what he does, not what he says when people are watching, but what he follows through on when no one is there to clap or correct him. Every time you break your word to yourself, you weaken your identity. You confirm the belief that you're not trustworthy, that your goals are just wishes, that your promises mean nothing. But every time you follow through, even in the smallest way, you cast a vote for the man you are becoming. That's how you rebuild trust with yourself. One win at a time. One kept promise at a time. I said I would get up at 5. I said I would train today. I said I would do the work. I said I would not quit on. I did. That's how you build power that no one can take from you. Because a man who keeps his word doesn't need motivation. He has identity. He has discipline. He has self-respect. Decide that from this day forward, your word is law. Not just to others, but to yourself. Because if you cannot lead yourself, you are not ready to lead anything. Asterisk, create a code and live by it relentlessly without a code. You drift, you follow the crowd, you chase trends, you compromise on values, you forget who you are, but the great men of history all had a code, a set of principles carved into their mind, like stone. They did not live based on emotions. They lived based on decisions they made long ago. You need your own code. And once it is written, it is final. Decide who you are, decide how you operate, decide what you tolerate, decide what is non-negotiably. Train daily. I rise early, I do what I say, I do not quit, I do not chase comfort, I lead myself first. Write your code. Speak it daily. Let it govern your actions, because when your code becomes stronger than your moods, you become untouchable. That is what separates the common from the elite. A decision to live by principle, not emotion. Asterisk, the decision is the door, not the destination. Hear me clearly. One decision can change everything, but it is only the beginning. It opens the door. It initiates the path. It flips the switch inside of you that says, I'm done living like this. But from that point forward, you must recommit every single day. Every morning, you must choose to honor that decision. To show up, to rise, to act. Because decisions lose power. Without action, vision fades. Without execution, potential dies. Without discipline, the man who changes his life is not the one who made a single choice. He is the one who made that choice again and again and again until the world couldn't ignore him anymore. One decision does not remove resistance. It gives you the strength to face it. One decision does not end fear. It gives you the courage to move through it. One decision will not carry you, but it will ignite the fire that makes carrying yourself inevitable. So ask yourself, are you ready to make it? Not to try, not to test, but to decide. Decide now, not tomorrow, not when it's easy, not when you feel ready. Now asterisk. The man on the other side there is a version of you haven't met yet. He's stronger, sharper, more disciplined, more focused, more relentless than you ever imagined possible. He doesn't negotiate with weakness. He doesn't fold under pressure. He doesn't live in regret. He doesn't wait. He decides. He acts. He dominates. That version of you is not a fantasy. He's not a dream. He's real, but he only comes alive when you stop running from responsibility and step into the fire. You must go to war with your current self to meet the man you were meant to be. Every day you avoid discomfort. You stay one step further from him every day. You say tomorrow. You delay your destiny, but every time you act, no matter how small, you close the gap. He is waiting on the other side of your decision. He is watching to see if you are serious this time, watching to see if you will choose courage over comfort, discipline over excuses, action over delay. And when you finally say, I will not wait another day, I will not play small another second, I will not leave my life to chance, he will rise, and you will become him. Conclusion. Decide or decay. This is the moment, not in theory, not in hope. Right now, this moment will define your future, because it holds the one thing no one can take from you: your decision. You don't need another video. You don't need another plan. You don't need someone to save you. You need to decide to rise, to take control, to kill the old self, to become the man you were born to be. You are not waiting for greatness. Greatness is waiting for you, but it will not wait forever. Decide now, because the next version of you does not live in delay. He lives in discipline. He lives in commitment. He lives in purpose. He lives in now. You are one decision away from a new life, so make it 10. Never look back.